Hi everyone, Luke here from Apple Online Academy with macOS 11. Big Sur is finally out and Apple brings quite a lot of changes and new features. But before we talk about everything, let's see what devices are supported. So if you have one of these devices, you'll be able to install it. It will be a fairly large install, 6 to 8 gigabytes, depending on your device. I have a separate video about how to install it and what to do before. So if you are just about making the update, you should check it out. And as you can see here on the desktop, at the first look, there are many things changed. All of the icons have changed. In fact, there's a lot of little changes throughout the whole system, and it's not only a design thing. All the panels, including dock, has become more translucent to better blend and show some of the wallpaper behinds as well. And once I mentioned the wallpaper, let's check them out. Big Sur offers some exciting new choices for desktop backgrounds. You might rather see a scenery picture than this colorful background, but you have a lot more options and unique wallpapers this year. So go to System Preferences and select Desktop and Screensaver tab, and you can change it here. But there is a much faster and more logical way how to access this option. Just simply open up the context menu on your desktop by tapping with 2 fingers or right-click on the mouse, and you will get a quick option to change desktop background as well. So under desktop pictures here, you can actually choose a picture of Big Sur, but you can also go back to previous systems like Catalina and choose one of these. And very nice are these dynamic desktops. Dynamic means that they will change according to the time of the day. And Apple also have few really cool illustrations here under dynamic desktops, like this one, and it will also change throughout the day. So check all of these and pick one you like. Apple has finally added Control Center to the Mac. So if you click on these little buttons here in the upper right corner, you will see Control Center. And it's very similar to what we have on an iPhone. So we have our Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, AirDrop connections, Do Not Disturb, and a lot more other settings. Well, you can also customize Control Center by going to System Preferences and select Dock and Menu Bar. And here on the left you have a Control Center. You can go through this group of items and choose if you want to show them in the menu bar as well or not. Again, there is an easier way how to do that. You can just come back to the Control Center and drag any icon you want to show in the menu bar right on top. If you want to get rid of it, you need to hold the Command key and drag it out. Apple has also redesigned the Notification Center. So if you pull with 2 fingers on a trackpad or use a mouse to pop up open the Notification Center, you can see we have a few different things here. And we also have a similar widget to that we have on iOS. Now the Notification Center and widgets work differently in Big Sur. Instead of having 2 different modes in either notifications and widgets, they are now both together. You will get all the notifications on top and widgets on the bottom. And if you scroll all the way down here and press Edit, you can choose other widgets, also in different size, and just drag them over to the widgets on the right, or click the minus button to remove them. You can look in the different apps here and use them as well. I believe that soon in the future we will have some third-party apps having their own widgets here as well. If you are using a MacBook, probably the next feature you would like to check is in the System Preferences, under Battery. There is a new section here called Usage History. You can actually see the use and charging history of your battery. I can see when I had it actually plugged in, and I can compare that down here to my screen usage. I can look at all these details for the last 24 hours. And I can look at the more generalized view for the last 10 days of how much power battery I've used each day. And there are also some more options here on the battery. One cool feature based on these graphs is the optimized battery charging. The computer will be learning your charging routine, and if you unplug the computer every morning at 8 o'clock before you go to work, it will remember it and change it fully before the time. But it will keep it only on 80% over the night, so it will really help extend the overall life and health of your battery over time. Here you can also select if you want to show the battery status in the menu bar or not. One of the new changes with macOS Big Sur, which you will find out straight away, is a new alert sounds. So one of them, for example, is when we click to empty the trash. or when we copy the files. So these sounds are slightly different. Again, if you go to System Preferences and go to Sound tab, you can see here a bunch of different sound effects based on what sort of alert you might get, whether that be a notification or something else. You might want to check it out, but I think they are pretty good, even though it takes a little bit of time to get used to it if you are using Mac for a long time. With macOS Big Sur, Apple has also updated Spotlight Search. So you can hold the Command key and hit space, and now you can perform search throughout the whole OS. It has been there before, but now it will break the search into sections, and it's looking for different applications as well. If I search here for Safari, you will see it gives me a lot of options, not only to turn on the web browser, but also find me files with a keyword in the name. And if I click on one, for example Safari Shortcuts, it will give me a preview of what the file really is. It also gives preview of websites and everything else. It's a really handy feature, and I use it all the time to search my Mac for documents. Now if we close this and really go into Safari, there are some major changes as well. The starting page looks a bit different, and you can see it's broken down into favorites, frequently visited pages, privacy report, reading list, and it can also give suggestions of open tabs from other Apple devices like iPhone or iPad. And of course you can customize this. In the bottom right you have a little options menu here. So now you can decide which sections we want to see here and also change the background wallpaper for Safari. So maybe you want to pick one of these. And now we have a new background image. You can of course choose one of your own photo, and if you want to clean it up again, right click anywhere and select clear background. So it's a really nice customization and it's fairly simple. There are a lot more new features in Safari, so I'll make a separate video about it to show you all of this in detail. So hit the subscribe button not to miss it out, because there are so many new things like extensions, privacy reports, translations and so on. Next change with macOS Big Sur has to do with messages. So if you go into messages, wait for it to open, you will see that it's more consistent across iOS 14, iPadOS 14 and now macOS Big Sur. Here on the left you see all of your conversation. If I right click on a particular person or a conversation, I can actually pin it. And now I have a quicker access to people I talk more frequently. You can pin up to 9 different contacts within this little dialog here. To unpin it is as simple as drawing it down again. Also there are some new effects just like we get on iOS 14. If you click on this little button, I have 4 different options here. Photos, Memoji stickers, images and message effects. We can do all of these now from the Mac. So let's click here and choose Memoji stickers. If you already have Memoji set up on your iPhone, it's going to sync across using iCloud, and now you'll be able to use it to send a Memoji like this. You can also go and create your own Memojis right on the Mac. If you click on these 3 dots, it will give you an option to edit, duplicate, delete or create new Memoji. To be honest, I barely use the Messages app because I don't like to be disturbed by messages while working on the computer, so I usually have this app off. But good to know that you have this option, and it's really nice to have all of the same options like you have on your iPhone. The next app that has been updated are maps. So for example, in certain cities there are guides. So let's go to New York for example, and if I type it here, it says guides or directions. So if you are not familiar with the area, you can pick up a guide and it will give you all the different information on that. It will tell you the opening hours and places to visit. So it's pretty nice, but so far it works only in major cities. Another updated thing is to look around, which is similar to Google Street View. It's not available everywhere, but Apple is adding new cities all the time. But I guess it will still take a long time before it can reach some smaller towns around the world. If I click on any landmark, I can look around the street, and I can even click on some spots to move around as well. They're actually really beautiful and well done pictures. Another new feature is cycling directions. So now when you search for directions in maps, you can choose from car, walking, public transportation, and cycling as well. So let's search for a direction to Empire State Building, and it will take us there. And also here's a graph that actually showing the inclines and downhills areas for the bike path. It will also tell you when there are stairs and if you have any different options to avoid hills or busy roads. So it's pretty nice that they have included it. I don't know how well it works everywhere, but again, it does work well in major cities. Hopefully it will be updated soon. Also, Apple Maps has been updated to have indoor maps. Again, it's not for everywhere, but this works for things like shopping malls, airports, and other large indoor spaces. So as you can see, if I zoom into the international airport, you actually have indoor directions. So it gives you an idea where you are. So if you are trying to get on the plane, it shows you the different gates. If you zoom into some shopping centers, you can actually see individual stores and things inside of the space. Now additionally, they have updated the Photos app as well. And one of my new favorite features in Photos app is the ability to make adjustments, apply filters, and even crop and rotate videos as well. So here I have a video of a drone footage, imported from the iPhone, so it's showing vertical. But if I import it in the Photos app, I can click Edit. And I can rotate it. I can also make some other adjustments, apply some filters, and even crop it. As you can see, I don't really use Photos app on my Mac as well, because I take a lot of pictures with my iPhone, and it would be taking a lot of storage on my Mac if it's synchronized. But it's definitely a useful app with great features to edit and organize your photo library. But there is one more thing worth mentioning. I feel like we take it for granted, but it took a long time. Yes, I'm talking about support of 4K videos on YouTube. Having 4K videos on YouTube isn't exactly new to Mac users, but this is the first time these videos can be reproduced using Safari. Previously you had to download Google Chrome or another browser compatible with 4K on YouTube. The reason it was not possible to stream 4K content on YouTube using Safari before is that Apple didn't provide support for Google's VP9 codec. Luckily this year the company decided to add that support, and now we can stream the videos on macOS Big Sur in 4K quality. Now of course other apps has been updated as well. You can see different controls in Music app, the Reminder app is fully redesigned. And Apple also updated a lot of core OS functions to make it more stable and faster. They have added support for a bunch of different languages, including 20 new document fonts and also localized message effects. So that's it for macOS Big Sur. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like it as always. Thanks for watching, here's Luke and I will see you again.